Hi, BL family. Today we're looking at the popularity rankings of Asian BL in 2023 in Japan. And these rankings are as per Rakuten TV Insight rankings. So, Rakuten TV is a streaming site. It's not a dedicated BL site. However, it is pay-per-view. So you kind of have to be pretty invested in something, and it has to also pretty much not be available anywhere else if you're going to pay for that thing outright. So it's very niche, but the biggest niche is by far BL. So the top 30 has like three shows that aren't BL. This is a popularity ranking, so it's not about how good or bad the show is. I suspect it's mainly going to be watch hours, but I don't know any of those details. I don't know if it's total watch hours, if it's an average of watch hours, like per week or something. I don't know if they've weighted in other stuff like sales. No idea. I just know it's not strictly based on people rating the shows. And there are no Japanese shows in this list. That might seem strange from a Japanese site, but if you think it through, in Japan, Japanese BL is available free on TV. You don't have to go watch it on a pay-per-view site. And so Rakuten rarely has Japanese, it never has Japanese BL in real time, and it rarely even has them after they've all finished airing. So let's jump in and see what the top 30 tell us. First of all, number 30 is My Dear Gangsta Oppa, which is So Shisoi in Japanese. The name is Mutual Love. Number 29 is A-Sense, which might shock some people because this was so highly regarded in the rest of the world. On Rakuten, it gets a 4.2 rating. Sorry, I clipped it and you can't see that, but it is a 4.2. Please trust me. um, I think by way of explanation, Japan doesn't really like super realistic stuff unless you're ripping our hearts to shreds. So we like fantasy, we like horror, we like toxicity, and we like a bit of taboo and realistic stuff that is heartbreakingly sad. Number 28, don't get your hopes up. This is not new content, but this is We Best Love the Movies. I'm going to need to make a video about that. 27 and 26 are Chinese stuff. Looks like Wuxia or Shangsha to me. Don't know anything about them. Number 25 is Love Mechanics. So Rakuten, I think, is just getting into their BL stride. Like if you see Gaga Ulala now say, oh, this show is available everywhere in the world except Japan, it's probably on Rakuten. However, I think that's quite recent. So shows from 2022 and 2021 will periodically pop up somewhere suddenly. And Love Mechanics is one of those shows. 24 is To Serve with Love. 23 is Falanruk. This is another one that people are like, Falanruk? So in Japan, I feel like we are more likely, I mean, Asia in general, but Japan specifically, we are more likely to let go of stuff if you give us what we want. So if we have a ship that we love, we can let go of bad production quality. If we have tons of NC, we can let go of bad acting, whatever. So Falaruk is in our top 30. Falaruk is rated 4.1. It's the second lowest show in the top 30, but it's only zero point 0.1 away from A-Sense, which is probably giving some people hives right now. Number 22 is Be My Favorite. Number 21 is VIP Only. Taiwan actually does really well in Japan. I think, so I'm not going to get into politics too much, but I think a big part of the reason that Taiwan does really well in Japan is that our history diverges later. So, China, Korea, Taiwan, Japan, we all have some shared history, but like Chinese history is going to have diverged like 1,000 years ago, and Taiwan is going to be the most recent. So a lot of stuff feels really Japanese when you watch a Taiwanese show, and there are random Japanese words that will pop up, and I don't really see that so much in other countries' BL. The other thing is that Taiwan markets hardcore to Japan, and the other countries don't do that. So every Taiwanese BL that I've seen has run an Instagram account in Mandarin and a Twitter account in Japanese. So while the other BLs are, leaving it up to Rakuten or Gaga Ulala or whatever to market in other territories, Taiwan is actively coming out for their shows in Japanese. So our next 10, we've got Why Are You Korea? And number 19 is um uh what is this in English? Unintentional Love Story. The Japanese name is Boku janai. The Japanese name is Ore wa Rei Nanka Motomete Nai, which means I ain't come here for love. And I just love that name. Number 18 is Between Us. I think this is kind of piggybacking off of Until We Meet Again because Red Thread is uh, it's also a Chinese idea, but I feel like everyone that uses it now uses it off the Japanese kind of version. So that story would have been popular because of the Japanese connection. Pit Babe is number 17. Pit Babe, obviously quite recent. Japan is actually even a week behind, so it's even more recent for us. But like I said, Japan doesn't really like reality, and so we like things that feel further away from our lives. Um, so racing for one feels further apart, but then we've got an Omegaverse or Alphaverse, and that feels further apart. And then we've got lots of NC, which Japan loves. So this show is actually rated a 4.9. RRR is Telugu. I don't know anything about it. It's rated 5.0. Mm. Number 15, Absolute Zero, also rated 5.0. I think some of this, there was some issue with the show in the international community because people, don't really like minors in certain spaces, etc. However, Japan is less strict about taboos, which you may have realized. And also, like, BL is a taboo. So we are already in taboo space anyhow. So it's a 5.0 here. Number 14, Secret Crush on You, also a show that came out quite recently. Number 13, Bokura no Koi wa Jugyo-chu. Our Love Happens in the Class. What's the name of this show? Love Class 2 in English. Number 12, Stay by My Side, which is also Taiwanese, giving it a head start. But I also feel like this type of shenanigans Japan likes. Number 11 is Playboy. So Playboy is going to be popular because we've got tons of NC, but also they've got the shout outs to Japan with that random, the rest of the world is like, oh, what's with this random Japanese? We like that. We're like, oh my gosh, they spoke Japanese. We can understand them. The Japanese is better than the English, okay? And we're, you know, it doesn't happen very often that someone shouts us out. So it's quite different from English where everybody's always speaking English. So we like that. And it gets you popularity, as you can see. We have no delusions about how good the show is. It's the lowest ranked show in the top 30 with a 3.8. Now we're into the top 10. We've got I Feel You Linger in the Air at number 10. It's also got a 5.0. So like I feel like, not that many people watch it and people aren't rewatching it, but people rank it highly, right? Japanese name is the same as the Thai name, Ai no Kaori, the scent of love. Number 9 is Stay With Me, also a 5.0. Japanese name is Heroin. I think they were trying to avoid using the name of the actual drug, and so here we are with Heroin. Number 8 is Naughty Babe. I think in the West, most people aren't a fan of the show unless they already like the ship. Maybe the ship is popular in Japan. I am not sure. They have been here this year, which doesn't say much. Everybody's been here for fan meetings this year, so I don't actually know. And I think there's a good set of NC, so Japan enjoys that. This show is rated 4.8. Number 7 is You Are Mine, which is Taiwanese, so again, a head start. And I think this type of comedy is super popular in Japan, so it's at number 7. Number 6 is Love in the Air. Let me say that Love in the Air, so it came out in November on YouTube and February on Rakuten, and it was number 1 in the yearly category on Rakuten until like November. I didn't think it would get dethroned ever, far less in 2023. Um, I think this show is super popular because, again, it's racing, so it's a bit out of our daily lives, and there's NC, and so it has a 4.9 rating. Our top 5, Be Mine Superstar is at number 5. This is going to be controversial because a lot of people don't like Pun and how childish she is, but Japan loves over the top anything, so Pun works here. Also, again, shouting out Japan will get you paid, will get you popularity. There are like 3 or 4 episodes arc in Japan, in Niseko, just like an hour and a half drive south of me, and I'm so tempted to just go breathe the air that they breathed. Just walk around Niseko taking pictures. Maybe I will in summer. I don't want to go to Niseko in winter. It's just miserable and cold. Yeah, but Be My Superstar for NC and for Shout Out to Japan is probably at number 5. Again, no real delusions about how good or bad the show is. Like, it's a 4.3. Number 4 is Bokura no Renai Share House, which is Our Love Share House, which I think is similar to the Korean name, and the English name is His Man Too. Oh my goodness. I didn't expect Japan to like this because I don't know that Japan really does reality shows like that, but maybe I just missed that. Like, I've never talked about reality shows with any of my friends, so maybe there is a niche out there that I just don't know. Maybe my friends just don't watch reality shows. Number 3 is June and June. June and June to me feels like an idol drama outside of BL. A lot of different little pieces of it, right? From the stereotypically hot guys to the several people chasing one person. It gives me a vibe of Ikemen Disney, Japanese version of, or Korean original is Minami Shineo, and the English name is He's Beautiful or You're Beautiful, right? That sort of vibe outside of BL is super popular. So I think, they brought that vibe into BL and it was super popular as well. Number 2, Wedding Plan, NC, I guess. I don't know why this is super popular, except that Japan loves Mame. Like, Mame had her own fan meeting. Not with her actors. The actors had a fan meeting. The actors had several fan meetings. And Mame had her own. So I don't know how many countries Mame has fan meetings in, but I'm guessing Japan loves her. And number 1 is Kiseki. First of all, it's the only international show in this list with a Japanese name. Automatic points. Secondly, it's Taiwanese. It's got a dedicated marketing platform for Japan. They've got the actors saying hi in Japanese, doing greetings in Japanese, like all of the Taiwanese BL. And then it's like the perfect storm of elements to get Japan hooked. You've got NC, which we love. You've got the slightly unrealistic story being set in gangs. We've got shenanigans, cuteness. We've got toxicity. We've got darkness. Like everything Japan wants ever rolled into one sweet Taiwanese package. So, Kiseki wins. So, what did you think? Here are our final top 30 for the year. You can see some of the star rankings. Unfortunately, you can't see the star rankings from 21 to 30. What did you think? Did any of this surprise you? Do you agree with any parts of it? Do you get why some things are rated high but not popular or as popular as it could be? Share any thoughts. And also let me know if you want me to elaborate on anything from this list. Why would this thing be popular? Or what is this thing? Or just let me know. Till next time, be blessed.